1990s. The Cold War ends. The West ghosts its pet dictator. No more aid, no more excuses. Zaire unravels. Students riot. Soldiers loot, not as rebels, but as unpaid workers. Welcome to Omar's story Nook, where history gets spicy, legends get a remix, and imagination runs wild. Every tale you hear is a whisper of Omar, echoing across time, truth, and shadow. Now imagine a man who renamed his country, then renamed himself, then tried to rename reality. He built jungle palaces with gold faucets, held parades where only he could smile, carried a leopard skin cane like a crown from a forgotten empire. Mobutu Sese Seko, Kuku Mbendu, Waza Banga. The all-powerful warrior who leaves fire in his wake. But the fire didn't light progress. It burned hospitals, schools, a nation's hope. This wasn't dictatorship. It was performance art. Mobutu didn't govern Zaire. He staged it. Every speech was theater. Every handshake a transaction. While Africa was watched with suspicion, Mobutu slipped through the smoke, wearing designer shades and Swiss cologne. This is the absurd truth. The dictator who turned power into fashion, the man who made corruption look regal, the king of kleptocrats. Congo is free but fractured. Lumumba is dead. Hope bleeds into chaos. And into the vacuum steps Joseph Desire Mobutu, colonel, former journalist, always calculating. With CIA nods and Belgian money, he doesn't storm in with tanks. He walks in with his speech. Order, he promises. Just 5 years. He stays 32. Congo becomes Zaire. Joseph Desire becomes Mobutu Sese Seko, a man reborn in myth. Christian names, band, ties, colonial nooses. Enter the Abacost, a no-tie jacket, mandated for all men. Authenticity, he called it, while wearing Cartier and French cologne. His face on every billboard. His name in every textbook. Schools began with a pledge to our guide, our father, our son. Opponents didn't lose elections. They vanished. Mobutu didn't just consolidate power, he became it. He flew to remote villages on private jets, threw cash from the sky, then left the people poorer than before. This wasn't leadership, it was illusion. He ruled not through governance but through performance, draped in silk and shadows. And the West? They nodded, smiled, funded him because he said communism is evil in perfect English. And kings who say that get away with murder. Mobutu didn't just rule, he accessorized. Leopard hats, gold capped canes, sunglasses that never came off. He was half Shakespeare, half Gucci. He built a palace in Gibadolite, marble from Italy, chefs from Paris, an airstrip for Concorde jets in the rainforest. World leaders came to dine. Meanwhile, Kinshasa's hospitals had no syringes. Teachers went unpaid, but Mobutu's wife shopped in Paris. Foreign aid, billions flowed in for development. Billions disappeared into Swiss accounts. Zairians called it kleptocracy. Mobutu called it patriotism. He wasn't stealing, just guarding the nation's wealth from the nation. Still, he charmed, quoting Voltaire by day, exiling rivals by night. The West, they looked away. As long as Mobutu said no to Moscow, he could say yes to everything else. But even gold-plated toilets can't flush away the truth. And fashion fades. 1990s. The Cold War ends. The West ghosts its pet dictator. No more aid, no more excuses. Zaire unravels. Students riot. Soldiers loot, not as rebels but as unpaid workers. Mobutu retreats to his jungle Versailles, issuing speeches no one listens to. Rwanda's genocide spills over. Armed militias flood Zaire's east. Chaos ignites. Mobutu, now frail with cancer, can barely hold a pen. let alone a nation. Laurent Desire Kabila marches across the country, city by city, as Mobutu's army dissolves into mist. The Leopard King flees on a private jet, not with defiance but with silence. He dies in Morocco. No grand funeral, no Zairean soil, no final applause. Zaire vanishes with him, reclaimed as the Democratic Republic of Congo. Statues fall, portraits fade, but the echo remains in empty coffers, broken roads, and lessons painted in irony. Mobutu left no legacy. He left a magic trick. For over 3 decades, he ruled with mirrors and myths. No policies, just performances. No plans, just parades. No truth, just slogans. His Gibadolite palace, looted. The chandeliers shattered. The airstrip, now for birds and ghosts. His grand statues, face down in the red soil. And he, a billionaire, who died a tenant in Morocco, buried away, forgotten fast. Yet his blueprint lingers. Dictators today quote poetry, smile in silk suits, rob nations behind mirrored sunglasses. Mobutu didn't just plunder Zaire, he taught the world how to stage power, turned democracy into a prop, governance into theater. And now, Congo still heals, still rebuilds. But every now and then, a coin clinks in a broken palace. A whisper in the wind says, power built on illusion always collapses. And the people eventually wake up. Mobutu Sese Seko ruled with mirrors, spoke in slogans, built kingdoms on sand and watched them fall. He became legend, not for what he built, but for how extravagantly it all unraveled. So, what is power? If your people remember you with laughter and grief, this isn't just history. This is Omar's story Nook, where truth whispers between the lines and legacy refuses to fade until the next whispers of Omar. Stay listening. Mobutu Sese Seko, the king of kleptocrats.